I'm Rachel Ariana, and thank you so much for watching my YouTube video today. Today I filmed an everyday makeup look specifically for asymmetrical eyes. I have asymmetrical eyes, and I know that most people do, but I've noticed now that I've gotten older, I'm 41 now, I've noticed that my eyes have become more asymmetrical. So the strategies that I used to use when I was younger, like in my 30s, for applying eyeshadow just isn't working. I've noticed my eyes will look more asymmetrical with the eyeshadow than if I wore no eyeshadow at all. So this side is my great side. This is what I would call my best side. So this is the eye that's open, lifted, it's great. You can see the mobile lid, it's awesome. Like, I love this eye. So if you talk about, oh, what's your good side? I would say it's this side. This is the side that has, clearly, it's probably very obvious, is the asymmetrical eye. This is the eye that's more, or I guess they're both asymmetrical, but my point is this is the side that's more hooded, the skin is saggier, the skin hangs down a little more here as opposed to this side, and it's just a problem for me. So when I've noticed that lately, since I've been doing my eyeshadow, if I'm not very careful with the application for this eye, which is completely different for how I apply to this side, then this one will look more hooded. It accentuates it. So one thing that I've been doing, because I've been playing around with makeup and trying to figure out, okay, I love makeup. I love what makeup can do for you. I mean, in just terms of changing your look. And for me, I love wearing makeup every day. I just do it every day. I need to feel put together for me to go about my day. I feel like it's like a superpower or something. The minute I put it on, I'm like, well, okay, I can start my day. But it's been difficult because of that asymmetrical eye. And if I'm applying my eyeshadow to this eye, the exact same way that I would apply to this eye, it looks like a mess. And it's plain as day. And I don't think I noticed it as much until I started doing YouTube videos. In the mirror, it looked fine, but when I saw myself back on camera, this just looked a mess, to be honest. Like, this looked great, this didn't. So one person, since I started playing around with the idea for my asymmetrical eyes, it was just difficult for me to figure out a good strategy on my own. So I actually found someone called Makeup by Myrna, and she has amazing videos on how to do your makeup for asymmetrical eyes. So what you're gonna see me do today with my mature skin is the strategies and the steps that she suggested on her channel. And she has a couple of videos specifically for asymmetrical eyes, and they're amazing. They're the first YouTube video that I've ever seen that just does such a great job going step by step for how to do it. So for me, of course, everybody's face is different. So I had to adapt. I took her strategies for how to apply eyeshadow for asymmetrical eyes, and then of course adapted them for my face, right? So you'll see they're very similar. If you do go to her channel, they're very similar to what she's done, but of course I adapted them for my face. So you'll see that there's going to be a completely different way of applying the makeup when I do this eye compared to this eye. And of course, this eye does take a bit more time than this eye. So with that all being said, I know that was very long-winded. Thank you for listening to that long introduction. If you have asymmetrical eyes, if you have mature skin and asymmetrical eyes, and you just want to see how I got this look and just give you some tips and strategies, please continue watching.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with foundation. I have nothing on other than my skincare. The foundation that I'm going to use is the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear 24-hour long wear, SPF 15 and 215 Nude Buff. As you can see from this picture, or sorry, from this video as I'm looking down, you can clearly see the asymmetry in my eyes. My eye to the right, which looks like it's on the left in the video, but is on my right side, is the more hooded eye. You could even see how the fold is much lower, where my eye to the right on screen, but it's actually my left eye, is the more open, lifted eye. And even the fold is much higher. So even just looking at the video, as you're seeing me look down and putting my foundation all over my face, the asymmetry is pretty noticeable with the skin and the way the fold goes. Okay, so for my foundation, I'm just using a beauty blender to blend the foundation into my skin. I really love using a beauty blender. I just prefer it over brushes or anything else. I just like the fact that I'm not moving my skin around. The least amount I have to like move my skin or tug on my skin, I feel the better, especially as you're getting older. That's just a personal preference. I understand that there's some brushes that are just really amazing, but I know that when I started using a beauty blender when they first came out, I was actually pretty amazed by them. Just again, personal preference, but again, just using a beauty blender just to blend out the makeup. You'll see that I don't go for a particularly heavy look, especially every day, especially with my foundation. You're still going to see flaws. You're going to still see a bit of redness or pinkness peeking through. Just again, for my everyday makeup look, I just like to have a nice layer of foundation to even things out a bit, but I'm not looking necessarily for perfection. Right, now on to concealer. So after I apply my foundation, I go ahead and use the Lancome FR Serenus Waterproof Long Lasting Concealer. And what I like about this concealer is it is very easy to blend. It's not like some other concealers that I've used that it takes a lot to blend it under the eye. So you're really like patting or you're tugging and pulling with a brush under the eye area. I just like to use something that I can blend out easily. And since this is an everyday look, again, I'm not going for perfection here. So I'm putting on my concealer, I'm gonna blend it out with a beauty blender, and then I will set it with some powder in just a bit. What I use to set the under eye area is Becca Hydra Mist Sit and Refresh Powder. I absolutely love this for setting the under eye. It works beautifully. So because it is encapsulated, the powder is I think some water is encapsulated in the powder. It really does hydrate underneath the eye. So I have to set my under eye or it will crease. The concealer will go into the lines. I use this stuff. It has a blurring effect on the lines underneath my eyes. I love it. And I originally did not buy this powder for under the eye. I was going to use it on my face to, set my face makeup or for my T-zone. But when I got it, and of course thinking Hydra, well, where do I need more hydration under my eye area? I used it and I love it. So I originally bought the Becca under eye setting powder specifically for the under eye. I haven't used it once since using the Hydra Mist. So to me, this is a winner. I'm gonna always use this to set my under eye. I'm actually saving it. I'm not even using it on my face at all because I want to make it last as long as it possibly can last. And as you can see, my technique for doing it is I just get a thin film of powder on the beauty blender, dust it off, so get some powder, dust it off, so it's just the tiniest bit of powder, and then just use that beauty blender to set underneath the eye. Now time to move on to my asymmetrical eyes. I'm going to be using Too Faced Natural Matte Eyeshadow. I'm going to use the middle row, Nude Ghouls, Cleavage, and Risky Bits. I'm going to start with Nude Ghouls, where I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my mobile lid and take it up to the brow bone. You'll see that I'm going to start on my nice eye, what I call my nice eye, the eye that's open and big. Because when I'm done with this eye, I'm going to do my best to create the same look on my more hooded eye. So I'm always going to start with that nice eye and then move on to the more hooded eye, where I have to create the illusion that that eye is just as open as my actual open eye. So I'll start with one eye, my nice eye, and then I go over to my other eye. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take cleavage and start with my nice open eye. So I'm going to just place the eyeshadow into the crease. I just have to follow the natural crease of this eye. There's really not much to it. Just put that eyeshadow into the natural crease of the eye. Okay, so now it's time to get creative and do my best to make my asymmetrical eyes look symmetrical. So I go back into cleavage, and if you notice, the brush that I'm using is a very thin brush, not the same eyeshadow brush I used before. So as you can see, I'm looking at my hooded eye and comparing it to my nice eye. Since I already did the crease on my nice eye, I'm going to go ahead and create that crease, or the illusion of a higher crease on my more hooded eye. So it's important that you use a very, very thin brush to do this, so that way you have control over where the eyeshadow goes. So I'm just, again, creating a very thin line with that brush. And again, it's thin so that I can control where the eyeshadow goes, so it doesn't go all over the place. And I continue to, I apologize that I keep looking off to the side, but I'm actually using my round mirror there. It's just easier for me to look into when I do my makeup. But as you can see, I'm continually checking into my straight-on mirror, the mirror that's in front of me. As you can see, I'm looking into that mirror to see how the color is building up and how the crease is building up. So like I said, you can see how quickly I was able to do what I call my nice eye. It just took literally like seconds, and it's taking me a bit more time because I'm now needing to create that illusion that the eyes are the same, or the crease is about the same on each eye. So of course I'm taking that thin small brush, and I'm just continuing to build up color. So again, I'm not taking a larger brush. It's that really thin brush that I can control, and I'm placing it into the eye, creating the crease, and then just looking straight on to make sure that both sides are looking as even as possible. Of course, there's not going to be perfection here. It's just creating that illusion. And finally, you can see I'm finally blending it out now. So as I'm blending it out though, and I'm blending on both sides, the eye that's more hooded, I'm blending up. So I'm actually blending it further up, not down, because if I blend down, then I'm just going to bring that eye down. I bring the crease down where I don't want it to be. So that one I actually blend up towards the brow bone on my hooded eye. My non-hooded eye, I blend just straight into the crease. Or basically, I don't even think about that eye. I just blend wherever, because I can't mess that eye up, it seems. Okay, now I want to give my eyes a more lifted look, especially when it comes to my hooded eye. But first, I'm starting with my more open eye, because that's going to be the blueprint from which I follow when I do my more hooded eye. So I'm actually going into Sexpert. I apologize. I said earlier that I used the middle trio. I didn't. I didn't even realize I did this, but I actually used cleavage in the crease, and then I'm going to use Sexpert in the outer corner to give it that lifted look, where you go into the outer corner and then lift it up into a bit of a V. And so here I am blending it out, and with this eye, it doesn't take a lot to do it. I just go ahead, take a small brush, place it in the outer corner, and then just blend it into the crease. Now that I have my more open eye done, now it's time for me to create the same look with my more hooded eye. So I'm taking a thinner brush. It's not like the other brush I used, even though it looks small. This is that very thin eyeliner brush that I've been using. And again, I take Sexpert and I put it into that outer corner, and then I create more of a V shape going up, or winged look going up on my hooded eye. So that way this eye will look as lifted as the more open eye does. And here I also blend as well. So I use two different blending techniques. Just like I said before with doing the crease, I'm not blending into the crease on my hooded eye as I would with my more open eye. I'm blend up. So I'm blending up more towards the brow. So if I were to follow the natural crease, again, it would defeat the purpose. It would bring the eye down as opposed to lifting it up or making it appear as if the crease is higher than it actually is. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just take a small eyeshadow brush, take Sexpert, and line underneath my eyes. Now it's time for the finishing touches. I'm looking at my more hooded eye and I'm going into less is more with that very thin eyeliner brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline that outer V to, again, just make it more distinct and to stand out a bit more. So that way it matches my more open eye much better, right? Again, creating that illusion that both eyes are symmetrical. So again, this more hooded eye just takes a bit more work than the less hooded eye. I start with my more open eye, the eye that I say is my good eye, and I put this eyeliner onto the eye following the natural lash line, and I put it on a bit thicker than I would on my more hooded eye. My more hooded eye, I put it on as thin as I possibly can, as close to the lash line as I possibly can get, and make sure there's really no room for error. So I have been using liquid eyeliner for years, like since my 20s, and so it's been about 20 years since I've been using it, and I still can mess it up. So I'm always just very, very careful when I apply the liquid eyeliner. Now time for mascara. So that's always that nice finishing touch. I think once you have the mascara on, your eyes are finally complete, other than the eyebrows. So now I'm moving on to the mascara. So when I place mascara on my asymmetrical eyes, once again, I go ahead, start with the more open eye, and I actually place less mascara on my more open eye than I do my hooded eye. So my more open eye, I'll put mascara all over my lashes, of course, and then I like to try to go up into a winged look off to the side, but I will double up on the mascara on my more hooded eye, just again to try to get that eye to be more open, and lashes will do that. So lashes, the thicker and blacker your lashes are, the more open your eyes look and bigger your eyes look. So I will place more mascara onto the hooded eye than I do on the more open, less hooded eye. So that is what I'm doing here. Okay, now time for brows. I usually do my brows after I've done my eyes. So what I'll do is I take the Maybelline Total Temptation brow pencil in blonde, and what I do, again, I have to do my brows differently on both sides. And so for this, because I do have a more hooded eye on my right side, is I will actually follow the upper, or darken the upper part of my brow. So I actually follow my actual natural brow, but I pay more attention to darkening up the top of the brow as opposed to following the more of the middle part of my more open eye. So now you see I'm filling in my brow for my more open eye. I'm actually not going at the top and filling in the top. I'm just filling it straight in the middle for that eye, and then just following the natural shape of that eye. So again, I'm just trying to create a more open look on the hooded eye. Okay, now time for a bit of light contouring. So what I do is I go ahead and I'm just using the NYX contour sticks in medium to tan, and I'm not going to use the highlighting part, I'm just going to use the contouring stick. And as you see, I just go ahead, follow, put a little bit around my hairline, up the sides of my nose, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it just a little bit in the very backs of my cheekbones. Nothing too crazy, just to accentuate my cheekbones a bit, because once you start blending out the contour stick, it's going to naturally spread around, right? It's going to blend out. I don't want it too far down my cheek. I don't want to look even more gaunt than my cheeks are already. Okay, and to finally finish off the entire look, I do lips. So I'm using Revlon's Pink in the Afternoon. Really love the color. It's just a natural, nice, light pink color. And then I will use the lip liner Rose by L'Oreal, and then my look will be complete.
Thank you so much for watching my YouTube video, and I hope you made it to the end, you made it to this part. I really, really do hope that helped you, especially if you're struggling with asymmetrical eye on the level that I am. And if you liked what you saw, then go over and watch Makeup by Myrna, and she has, like I said, great videos. That's where I got the idea to really do this eye and to try to even it out with makeup. So with that being said, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you.